Hey y'all, here's the install video. You're going to see how simple it is. This is just a list of items you'll need to complete the install. 2 11-inch zip ties, short 3/8 extension, medium 3/8 extension, 10mm socket, 13mm socket, set of snap ring pliers with tips on the end of them, 3/8 ratchet, and small medium-sized flathead screwdriver, and just a small hammer to tap some things around. Everything else is included in the kit. Alright guys, so get back here to your clutch. I've already pulled 10 of the 12 10mm bolts out just for time's sake. The one thing you'll notice, if you look down in there, there's 2 bolts you'll have to get to. That's where the extensions come into play. You take your long extension, put your short extension on it. It gives you just enough angle where you can get down in there and get them out. That's the hardest part about the whole kit, guys. So let's grab this clutch kit, this clutch cover off of here. Sorry for the constant fiddling with the camera. The people that do this every day on YouTube, more power to you, because it's frustrating. So all the bolts are out of the clutch cover. Then, let me try to get the camera just right. This will also be a little frustrating for some of y'all, but once you do it once, it's not bad. So I'm going to pull it out on the clutch cover, kind of wiggle it forward just a little bit. It'll seem like it'll never come, but then you'll find that sweet spot, and it'll come right out. So once you got the cover off, the first thing I recommend doing is taking an air compressor, blowing out your clutches really good. I do that every couple hundred miles anyway, just to be safe. But do that. Once you get them blown out good, then you're going to take your 13mm bolt that's in the kit. Just pick any hole on your sheaves, on your secondary right here. Don't use an impact for this, because if you do, you're going to strip the threads out of your secondary, and that's never good. So just thread it in. What I like to do is hold it right here, trying to keep my hand off of the sheave face so I don't get it greasy. But just tighten down there. It's going to get tight in the middle, and then you'll kind of get into a little second phase and you'll feel it stop. Alright guys, so you got your bolt into your secondary. It'll get tough a few times when you're threading it in there, but once you get it all the way in there, you'll feel it stop, and you'll see the belt drops down a good bit. If you can see there, see how the belt dropped down in there a good bit. That'll give you the slack to work on your primary. So we got that off. Now take your figure out where I put them. Take your 2 zip ties, just start it on one end. I hope you guys can see, I'm trying really hard here. Go over the belt and just kind of entrap the belt like in the middle, and then just take it, connect it, bam. You see all that slack on the primary? The primary will spin now, so that's what you want. So for the next step, so you've got your zip tie on your belt and it kind of holds it slack off of the primary. You'll want to find, let me zoom in right here. So right there, you'll want to stick your screwdriver in there And while you hold the belt up, you want to pry the primary open, and all you're doing is compressing the spring and kind of closing the sheaves. And when you do that, you take your cross and drop it in there. So, like I said, hold your belt up a little bit, get you some good slack. See the primary moving like that? Hold it open, take your cross, drop it the opposite side of where your screwdriver was, like that. And that's all there is to it. So your cross is right there. And see, we got slack on the weight now. We can start removing them. So next, we'll want to take our snap ring pliers. And there's the snap rings there. So, take your snap ring pliers, pull it off like that, and guys, be very careful with these. You will lose them. But take all 4 off in a row, set it to the side, and I went ahead and took the other 3 off to save you all the excruciating video. But now it gets easy. So we're ready to start popping the weights out. So take your flathead, so there's your pin right there that holds the weight on. Just take your flathead. Some of these have been really loose, I've worked on, guys, and some of them have been kind of stiff. But all you do is just pop it in, slide it out. Set your pin to the side. Go to the next one that you've got your circlip removed on. Just tap it. And you can hear the weights coming out of the bottom. And that's kind of all you do is just work your way around. Like I said, just tap it out. And weights are coming on out as you rotate the primary around. And it's your stock weight, so you can let them hit the ground. That's honestly, that's where they belong. But alright, so you got 4 clutch weights, 4 pins out. And what you want to do is just keep rotating, and all your weights will fall out. So now, everything is empty. You're going to take your right coast off-road adjustable weight, and just another side-by-side comparison for you guys. I mean, like I said, those weights, you can see they've got 400 miles on them. They're already starting to groove and pit and everything else. And like I said, ours is fully adjustable. It comes set up, custom profile. A lot of other guys aren't doing custom profiles. I'm not sure why, but it worked the best for us. We put a lot of time and effort into this, but I mean, you can see the difference. I don't think that's any argument there. But take your new weight, take one of your pins. So, and this if it doesn't work out perfect, you can use your flathead to help you out. So just kind of set your weight in there. You'll want to wiggle it around a little bit. If you take your flathead, insert it from the back side here. And you just want to, you guys, I hope you can see that. You can see how I'm lifting that up, just lining it up for the pin. Take the pin, pop it in, bottom it out, and we'll do it one more time to make sure you guys can see it. So take your weight, so it drops right in there. It'll drop down a little low, that's why you take your flathead and thread it through, kind of pick them up a little bit there, like so. Pop your pin in, push it all the way through. Alright, so we've got all our clutch weights in. You can see them there. I leave the cross in until I get completely done, but that cross is designed to clear everything so you can spin the primary all the way around. It doesn't contact your cage at all. But remember those circlips we took off at the beginning? We need to put those back on there. And again, guys, please be careful with these clips, because I couldn't tell you, I've probably kept Kawasaki in business for the last 6 months with these things because I always managed to lose them. But Just set it on there. Make sure it gets in the groove. See how it's in the groove there? That's all you want. Just make sure it's in the groove. Alright, so I've got all my circlips back on there. Weights are in there. Everything's good. Just give them one more good peek and make sure they're still in there good, because you don't want those coming out, because then your pin can slide out. But there's our install cross. Just grab it and it's out. So now we'll unthread the secondary bolt. And like I said, guys, please don't use an impact on this. It's aluminum, it's very weak. Thread your bolt out like so. Bolts out. You can take a pair of side cutters or a pocket knife or whatever and clip your zip ties off like that. And then, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but make sure your machine's in neutral when you start this. But then just take your secondary and start rolling it, and you see all the slack in the belt? It's going to start walking itself back up to the top of the secondary. There we go. Let's get some good tension on it. And that's it, guys. Your clutch kit's installed, ready to go. Before you take it for a ride, blow it out one more time just to be safe. If you did get your fingers on the sheave faces, either on the primary or the secondary, take some rubbing alcohol, put it on a lint-free towel, and just wipe it off. It's probably not a bad idea to wipe them off anyway. It'll extend your belt life and keep everything running better. But yeah, guys, they're installed, ready to go. All you do is put your cover back on, and you're good to go. And then the cool thing about our adjustable weights is, so cover on, cover off, this is exactly how you'll find it. But you take your included Allen wrench, and see that? I'm going to try to get the light right, guys, I'm sorry. See the access hole there? Stick your wrench down in there like that. And you can unscrew whatever weight's in there. If, like I said, if you change tires or go to a different altitude or get a flash or, you know, God forbid, get a turbo, whatever, but just thread it out. Bam. Then take your new weight that you want to install and just screw it in. And you don't have to do anything else, guys. Just like I said, once you put it on, they come shipped up. You're good to go until you change your machine around, and then it's this simple to change it. Well, my camera tried to disappear there. When you do put new weights in there, make sure to put some blue Loctite on them just to be safe. These are much more reliable than the magnet style weights because they're fully encapsulated, and you really gotta do something serious to get these things to come loose, especially with Loctite on them. But yeah, that's it, guys. You don't have to remove the cage. You don't have to remove the secondary. You don't have to retorque anything. Nothing. Just wiggle that clutch cover back up in here. Put your 12 10mm bolts back on, and enjoy it. Thanks, y'all.